Hello, it looks like. Hello, this is Stephen Charles. It looks like we have the green light for the go-ahead on the reading of the post I put on the blog website recently. I told you about it in a previous video. Hopefully these ideas will work for you and become your idea of truth also. You got that? That's pretty standard. Hopefully this works for you too. That's kind of like William James, pragmatism, philosopher, American philosopher, varieties of religious experience. It's like if it's working, don't fix it. If it's broken, fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So, it's a general idea. Thinking causes all of our problems and also all of our solutions. Might be true, might be false. Thinking causes all of our problems and also all of our solutions. If you have a problem, it is because you are not thinking right. That's going to take some explaining. I don't buy that right off. Wrong thinking is like having the cart in front of a horse. The horse must be in front of the cart so it can make the cart move. Okay, so we're acknowledging that there's more to it than just changing your thinking. You need to get the cart to move somehow. You need to get the problem to go away. Maybe the cart's full of horse shit. And the horse says, let's get this shit out of the way. It's mine. You want to argue? No, anyway, sorry. The horse must be in front of the cart so that the cart gets shit on whenever the horse wants it to happen. Anyway. You want some more humor, or do you want some more? You might say that's enough, but guess what? You don't get to choose. There's one that has all power that decides if you've had enough or not. See how I'm correcting my thinking so I got getting the problem the hell away from me? It's working for me. It works for me. Okay, we don't create reality. You want to argue with that? About that? I'd love to have an argument, a debate on we don't create reality. Hear me out. Maybe we do. If you give me a headache, you're going to get hurt. That's the correct thinking. Because they just gave me a headache on that. I figured this out. They're hurting me. One day I'm like, you're hurting me, you're hurting me, you're hurting me. They told me not to come back. And I realized they don't care that they're hurting me. Do you think I care if I'm hurting them? We don't create reality. Only God does. See, I went to the God word. That's the most powerful word that I know of. Even if there's not one, it's still the most powerful word. Only God creates reality. We cannot change God. You can interrupt and ask me to explain at any time. Of course, nobody's here except me, myself, and I doing the reading. We can change our reality with actions. Like I can say, hold up 2 fingers, Steve. And Steve holds up 2 fingers. See, I changed reality. Because in the other reality, I was only going to hold up 1. If you do me wrong, you're going to get hurt. Correct thinking. Listen. Shut up and listen to me. They pay attention now. Sometimes I need to get angry so they know I'm serious, or As a human being, we're wired so that we pay attention when somebody's angry because we might get hurt if we don't. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it has an effect on other people. It has an effect on me. It's a habit that needs to be broken because ideally we do not need to have any anger ever. It really is stupid if you know somebody's got a bigger gun beside you and you can just say, if you do me wrong, my buddy here, parking in the parking lot, going to blow your goddamn head off. Was that anger? I don't think so. Anyway, we can change our reality with actions. That's what I'm doing right now. There are human servants of God, and there are powerful non-human servants of God. Ernie in the parking lot. Parking in the parking lot. It's a personal kind of, you'd have to be there to understand totally what I'm talking about, what happened. A friend of mine, he thought that was really funny. When I had my old car, I put what happened on the old Metro I had. I think it was. Long time ago. So, I got this figured out so I can change hands while I'm doing it. Pretty clever. We got the blue light. That's how I know, because there's a blue light right there. Okay. Powerful non-human servants of God. Non-human servants of God can change reality with actions in a big way. Humans can only change reality in a small way, like changing your blinker from left to right or something. Or making a right turn instead of a left turn as you're driving, or deciding to slow down or speed up. That changes your reality. But you can't change God, and you didn't create it. You're just changing it. But you did not create it. To hell with the New Age people that say they create their own truth and their own reality. Let them burn in hell, unless they change their evil ways, so they're forgiven. Anyway, I'm scary, huh? They tell me I'm a dangerous man, a scary man. I'm only 5'6". Okay, they empower the non-human servants. Let's see. Non-human servants of God can change reality with actions in a big way. Follow the bouncing ball. They empower us to be able to change reality. Uh-oh, the light went off. Come on. I have to use a different way. There. They empower us to be able to change reality with our thoughts as well as with our actions. Wow. So I can just think the guy who's doing me wrong gets a bloody nose, and voila, he gets a bloody nose. So it wasn't my fist that caused it. It's something invisible that punched him right in the face and bloodied his nose. I like that guy that's helping me. No, it's a girl. And her name is, she says she's Satan, underwater. It's a spirit guide I have. Stay tuned. We're trying to stop people from doing wrong. We're on the same team. They have some problem makers in their world too. She said, don't call me a demon. I don't. She's my good friend. And I can't even see her. It's the weirdest love when you can't even see what you have love for. It's like the love for God. Okay, so maybe we can just think and they can make stuff happen for us. Either the non-human servants of God created our reality as a simulation that they can alter as if it is a video game. Or they have the ability to alter our reality as if it is a video game. So what I'm saying there, these non-human servants of God, we're saying you could call it servants of Satan if you want, or you could call it the one that is all, the one that is everything. God's a powerful word. Either the non-human servants of God created our reality as a simulation. So our entire universe, so to speak, is a simulation that they use their kind of computer to do anything they want with it. So they could like move a mountain to a different place. They have faith to move the mountain. No, it's the guys with the computer of the simulation. We called them God, you know. No, they didn't create the place. They can change it. They can take actions and change the place. Like they can move a couch over by the window. Okay. Fair enough. The other option that I can think of, there might be other possibilities, but the other possibility in my hopeful truth of reality, I hope this is true, that either way they have the ability, like they have every atom wired, but it's not a simulation, and they can move the mountain. They can actually move a mountain from one place to another if they wanted. You know, they'd like, everybody move away from this area, we're going to do this demonstration, we're going to just pick this mountain up. Krishna does it with his little finger and holds it up in the air, and everybody can see this mountain up in the air, and they move it over 3 or 4 feet from home, and they lower it back down. And it's like, they do it slow, it doesn't make any disturbance. They got it all wired so they can do it harmlessly. A few worms were killed in the process, so I'm sorry, worms, we killed a few worms. The worm forgives the plow. Thus saith William Blake, one of my favorite poets. The worm forgives the plow. That reminds me, when I was first becoming aware of this power I'm talking about, I was thinking about the power of the worms being killed, and if like their thoughts or their experience is amplified by these non-human intelligences, whoa, they could tip a tractor over. The tractor could just get tipped over from cutting a worm in half, because he's aided by non-human servants of God. And so it happened. I couldn't believe it. This guy comes to the coffee shop the next day and he's telling me about what happened while he's plowing. I'm like, whoa. I had to sit back and I explained it to him. He just listened. So we had wonderful conversations, me and that gentleman, for quite some time. And he died at a young age from a heart attack or something. I remember I met him. I think he was a bartender at Logan while I was at college up there. This is ancient history. Don't call me a dinosaur. Okay, so we're thinking there are some powers here that can transform our planet if they wanted to. So they could help us repair the damage, and so the corporations would not be evil. They would turn in favor of the good of or future of all people instead of making a lot of money. Okay, let me continue on the reading. God, the powerful word, God created reality within God. God did not create reality outside of God. That's a different aspect. We didn't learn that in Sunday school. But the Sikh religion teaches that very thing. It's called Ek, one creator, creation. And it is us. And it is the mountain. See what I mean? We are inside. You can call it Krishna. We are inside of Krishna. And Krishna is all the things that are going on. Or you can call it Jesus or God or Satan or whatever you want. It's the one thing. In reality, it's the one thing. And in the Sikh religion, they gave it a name, and it's the Naam, N-A-A-M. Truth, identity, Sat Nam. So they chant the Naam, the name of the One. Awesome. So you connect to the amazing Guru comes into your heart. And you get all this grace because you're being told the understanding. I always wanted to understand. And now you told me, I'm so grateful. Thank you. I couldn't understand it until you explained it. And some of it's beyond words. It's more like an experiential feeling. But this is the words to it, I think. Team fairness is a servant of God. Become a servant of God also. Servants of God choose to not do anyone wrong and to care about everyone. We depend on God's creation. We depend on the servants of God. It's like we have to have the earth to live. If we didn't have the earth, would die. That's God's creation. It doesn't have a mind. We have the mind, so the earth has a mind because we're the earth. Wow. We depend on the servants of God. I'm a servant of God, and so are the non-human servants of God. I agreed to not do others wrong and to care about everyone. That's the default. Some days are difficult, and you're not being that way, and then you go back to being that way as soon as you can. And if you did someone wrong, you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Or if you don't want the love word, you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I care about you. That's Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Okay, I already said this. When you're having some difficulty, ask for the servants of God to help you. I'm one of them. And you can be too. We are grateful for the servants of God. See, the servants of God are the ones that change our reality. In this way of understanding, God's like a permanent thing that causes reality. And it doesn't change. It's just the cause of reality. And then it's up to us to make choices to improve our future. And it's what's weird is this has already happened because they already know the future. I don't understand that. I experience it, but I don't understand it. Maybe they replay it and they change things. So it's permanently already created, but the creation can be changed. I don't know. That's enough said about that. I'm running out of battery. So there's one of two things I need to do. I hate to make it in two parts. People that don't understand God's way of fairness sometimes try to force us into surrendering to them. They are not servants of God. They are not asking for the servants of God to help them with their difficulty. They are trying to be God themselves. It is not possible. God is already them, and God is everything that they are doing. So how can they become what is already them? God is a singularity. There are not different gods that fight each other. God is the people that are fair to each other, and God is the people that do others wrong. God is Jesus, and God is Satan. So all the gods and stories and all the actual beings in reality are within this one. That's everything. And some of them are evil, and some of them are good. We cannot change God. God is the only thing that never changes. Jesus and Satan can change, but not God. It is not possible to defeat God, because God is already you. Whatever is going on, it is God's doing it, so be totally all right with it, with whatever's going on in the world. We ask for help with it from God's servants. We are also God's servants to help with it. In this way, we are not fighting against anything because we know the victory will be God's. We have all done others wrong in the past. We all have issues in the past that trouble us. Correct thinking will unburden us with the past. It will no longer trouble us. By using this God thinking I described, all issues past or present are resolved. Everything that happened in the past was God doing it. Did God have intelligence in the beginning, or did intelligence evolve from biological evolution? We don't care either way. We look for evidence of things. We ask a servant of God for help with the opinions of others. After all, God is doing what they do and say. It's God doing it, not them. They think they're somebody, but it's actually God that's them. Secondarily, we're all individual people, but first of all, we're not. God is what everything is. Servants of God are here to help with the conflict. They will make it go away. The conflict will go away. We can just think, whatever, God is us. We don't exist. The problem doesn't exist. Only God exists. So you can go to that primary reality for some peace of mind in the turmoil. Imagine that there is a person with a knife that tells us we are wrong. Only God exists. Whatever will be, will be. God is the person with the knife and also the knife. God is also the policeman that finds out about the person with the knife. God is the gun that the policeman has. God is the handcuffs on the hands of the person that had the knife. How can someone tell us that we are wrong? We don't exist. Only God exists. Who are they telling is wrong? They think we're somebody. No, I don't exist. God is what is doing this. See what I mean? Wonderful idea. Wrong thinking causes our problems. A silent, no-thought mind stops the wrong thinking. Just stop thinking. Inspiration will come. If you can stop your mind in conflict, it's the most powerful thing you can do, because they can't get you to respond. If they throw a brick at you, then you can call the cops on them. Sometimes it seems the only way to stop others from doing us wrong is to affirm that if they do us wrong, they are going to get hurt. You can simply think the thought, or you can even tell the other with words, directly or with a message, that if you do me wrong, you will get hurt. We can explain it. You can explain that it will be a servant of God that actually gives them pain or an unpleasant smell or taste. It might make them faint. It may even end their life. If I am extremely disturbed by their wrongdoing, I imagine hurting them myself. Imaginary knife in your heart for doing me wrong. Do imaginary knives kill? Only if God kills the person. It's not me killing them, it's God. From my imagination. I don't even have a knife. Well, I do a kitchen knife in the drawer. Some people seem desperate to put us under their control. They will lie to us, trying to control us. We do not need to accept this. Stay friends. Try to convince them to become a servant of God also. When they agree to not do you wrong and to care about you, they are completely forgiven and all of their guilt is erased. For more on this, please read the World Fairness Agreement. We made it, and it's still recording. The blue light's still on. I think it's a take.